Hey, it's LadyLindaBird, Secure Benefits Group. So one of the things that I really love about working from home is I get to change hats. So you guys know I am an insurance agent. I do help seniors with their Medicare choices and everyone with life insurance, but I have to eat too. So I'm getting ready to prepare myself some lunch. It is almost 1 o'clock. It's like 1:45. And I want to make a nice lunch and be able to get back to work for this afternoon. So I have a couple of appointments set up. So if you'll just bear with me, I am going to prepare myself a little piece of fried fish, some mushroom marsala, and a cabbage steak. It's going to be really good. All right, so I just pretty much have everything out that I need. I'm going to start with the cabbage. I've already preheated my oven. And I'm just going to cut, see if you can see this. I'm going to cut a slice for my steak. I want it kind of fairly thick. But I'm also going to keep the core part to it. See? Place it on my cooking sheet. I'm going to season it with some, just really simple, olive oil, garlic, and a little thyme. Stick it in the oven until it's nice and brown. And while that's going, I'm going to start my marsala, my mushroom marsala sauce, and get my fish ready to fry with no grease. The reason why I'm going to do this because I want to be back at work no later than 2 o'clock, but I have to eat and get a nourishing meal in. And for any of you folks who work from home, whether it's in the insurance industry, real estate, travel, whatever your job is, we do need recipes so that we can make it quick and easy while we're doing it. In the meantime, I never stop thinking insurance, and mainly because of the fact that that's what I am. I'm an insurance advisor. If you have any questions you'd like, you can always drop them down in the comment section, and I promise I will reply. Right now we're getting ready for the Medicare season, which is a lot. Trying to recertify, because one of the rules of the game is that we have to recertify every year. And each company that we work for, we have to recertify with, whether it's prescription drugs or supplementals or advantage plans, it doesn't matter. But the important thing is to understand what you're doing, because you can't help people if you don't know what you're doing. So I kind of want you to see, I'm just going to put a little garlic powder and some fresh thyme. It's dried. Put some fresh thyme on here. And I like this one. It's called Kinder's, and it's a seasoned blend of salt, pepper, and garlic. I really like that. And I'm just gonna flip this over on the other side. Some more fresh thyme. And voila, my cabbage steak is ready for the oven. I'm gonna just put it in here, let it roast and get nice and brown. And then I'm going to show you how I make the mushroom marsala topping in the fried fish. I'm no Emily Childs, but I do like a good little imbibe when I'm cooking. And I found this delicious little rosé at the I live in Florida, at the Publix grocery store. La Vieille Fermée. Trying to say it fancy. It's a little rosé. And again, I work at home. I punch my own time clock, so I'm going to have me a little glass of rosé while I cook and while I eat. But right now, what I'm going to do is show you how I season get my fish prepared for frying. I just use a little mayonnaise and mustard. It was an old trick my dad taught me. Here, let me change this camera so you can see what I'm getting ready to do. Here's my fish. It's a beautiful piece of haddock that I happened to get. Here we go. I'm just going to put the mayonnaise and yellow mustard. Just take it and go all over the top. And then I'm going to go all over the back. Then I'm going to put my Louisiana fish fry on there and heat me up a little bit of oil in my pan. And voila. Again, like I said, I'm just trying to keep it simple. Just give you some ideas. And I'm just going to set this aside till I'm ready. Because now I'm getting ready to prepare my mushrooms. Okay, so I'm back. I got some shallots and garlic, a little olive oil. I'm gonna let that kind of cook down a little bit, and I'm gonna add my mushrooms. I'll show you right here, but it's okay. I'm gonna add my mushrooms. I absolutely love mushrooms. I've become I do oyster mushrooms, portobello mushrooms. These are little white mushrooms, and we're going to just let those cook down. And while that does that, I'm going to just have a little chat, you know. A lot of people think that insurance is just for death benefits, and primarily it is. I mean, there's your final expense insurance that's, you know, you pretty much for between $5,000 to $25,000 in coverage. And basically, a final expense policy is one that's set in place to cover your burial expenses. But it's not just to cover the cost of the funeral. There are oftentimes expenses that are related. Let's say you might have a family member that needs to fly in. You might have some bills that have to still be paid. But then there's also term insurance. And term is insurance that can be used for a number of purposes. Typically, like if you have a mortgage and you think about, well, what happens if my husband passes away, which happened to me? What happens if he dies and I still have to cover this mortgage? Who's going to pay for that? Certainly not your children. You might think so, but I guarantee you that's a stretch. Oftentimes, you just wonder, will I have to move? Will I have to downsize and go get an apartment in a senior building or something, or start having garage sales? Well, that mortgage term, and I'm talking in generic terms, that mortgage protection helps when there's a loss of an income. Then another type of insurance that's becoming very, very popular are the life insurance retirement plans, like the IULs and the infinite banking. Those are kind of exciting. But again, all insurance is based on health, height, weight. You could think that most people, when I ask them, how's your health, they say excellent. And then we find out, as we get to doing the discovery, that you know what, it's not as excellent as you think it is. Then there's also, just questions like, will I qualify? Well, let me tell you something. Even if you've waited till you're up in age and your health is not pristine, you can still qualify. There is different types of insurances. There's day one level for life. There is what they call a graded or a modified, and they base it on your health. And then there's guaranteed issue. So guaranteed issue are for people who just can't, between 50 and 85, who can't get anything else. But I guarantee you that if you don't have any insurance, something is better than nothing. Granted, we would all like to be able to qualify for that day one coverage, but you may not. So I'm going to go grab that Marsala wine out of the refrigerator for my mushrooms. I'm still here, just Oh, you guys can't see. I'm so sorry. Let me move it down like this. I told you this. I'm just doing this with my iPhone and my stove. Let's just let this cook down a little bit more. And while that's cooking down, I'm going to check my pan for that I'm going to fry my fish in, and check that cabbage. I remember when I was about 26 or 27, I had gotten this policy. It was for about $100,000. I had gotten a whole life for $25,000, and I had gotten a term policy for $100,000. And I didn't know anything about insurance. I just knew even at that age that if something were to happen to me, I needed to have something set in place for my children, you know? And needless to say, I'll be totally transparent, I did not keep those policies. I wish I had of, because you know, it would have made my life so much easier. I didn't. And you know, fast forward, I've been doing insurance for about the last 15 years, and you can't be an insurance agent or broker and not have insurance. And so I did get insurance again later on in life. My premiums are a little bit up there, but you know what? It's the peace of mind that I'm going for. And even if, you know, even if a premium is over $100 a month, it sure beats getting stuck with, you know, a bill like my a family member. Their father died, and they had I think he had about $10,000, and by the time they got done with the funeral and all of that, it was almost into $30,000. Now, we don't have to go that high. I mean, it's choices are made. You can do cremation, you can do other things, but you just want to have something in place. Absolutely. Well, listen, I'm gonna get my fish started, okay? Hold on. See, I just used a very, very little bit of oil. I prefer olive oil. This is for my fish. I don't deep fry in a lot of oil because I'm conscious of my waistline and cholesterol. And I'm going to let the appliance do the work. There we go. Sharing. All right, so now we're going to put the Marsala wine into the mushrooms. Let's see if I can get a good view of that. Yeah, yes, this is going to be a good lunch. It smells so good. Let's scrape all those bits off the bottom. Who else likes Marsala? Let me turn that up just a little, just a tad. There we go. Be surprised at how crispy this fish is going to come out. I'm going to put some cold butter in there. Gonna creamy it up. All are wondering how to get insurance if you qualify. My goodness, there are so many companies out there. I work with about 26 of them currently. on the life insurance end. And what we do, we just ask a few questions. Your height, weight, of course. Are you a cigarette smoker? Have you been hospitalized in the last 5 years? Things like that. Where do you, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a cremation or a burial? Who are going to be the persons taking care of those final arrangements for you? And guess what? We even have a plan that can help you to spare your family from all of that. It's called the Legacy Safe Shield. It's kind of cool. But there's also other plans that can help you roll over your 401ks. I mean, there's just so much, but I'm not going to try to pack it all in this video. I'm just trying to share what I'm going to have for lunch before I take this hat off and go back into with my other hat. I'm going to go check on my fish. Let you guys see what's going on here with the fish. See how pretty? Check on my cabbage steak. See how that guy's doing. Aha! How lovely. Looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up, sit down and have a little lunch, and I'll show you what it looks like. And thanks for hanging in there with me. Okay, here it is, the finished plated product, and I am ready to dig in. But I just want to thank you guys for sharing this experience with me, and you know, maybe next time we can talk about some other things. It's a lot of different topics within the insurance realm, but right now a lot of seniors are really concerned with what's happening with Medicare, with the prescription drug plans. So when you get that ANOC letter, please, whatever you do, do not discard it. Take a moment, look it over, call your agent. If you do not have one that's regularly keeping in touch with you, reach out. Now you can reach out to me. My contact information will be posted below. And I certainly would be more than happy just to talk with you, give you some answers. There's also several great YouTube channels. I'm not going to name them right now, but there's some great YouTube channels that have some awesome resources to help you out as well. So right now, I'm getting ready to change hats, eat my lunch, and get back to work. Everybody have a blessed day. And you know what, like Miss Tabitha says, if you can't have a good day, don't go messing up for nobody else. Okay? All right. Enjoy. Bye-bye.